Nope, that's the wrong one. There it is. Hey everybody, it's Brian. It's Tuesday, and I brought a friend. I brought a friend.
Yay!
Um, we're trying something new. So we realized when we first started the show 10 years ago, 2014, and then Miss Berlin joined us in like 2017 or something. Sunday was like the best day for us, and I recently got something in my suggestion inbox suggesting that maybe Sunday was no longer a good day. And I was like, okay. And because of our extreme time zones, it's 6:30. We recorded 6:30 Pacific. It's 8:30 for Mr. Betcher. It's 9:30 for Miss Berlin. By the time she gets into bed, it's after Matlock and the old Matlock, not the new Matlock. And she's like, "Hey, I'm getting tired at 11 o'clock at night."
I
And
mean, who's watched this and not seen me yawn?
that's true. That's a true statement. Um, so yeah, and it's only 8:30 my time when I get off. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go down and finish, football on Sunday night. But
Right?
so we're gonna try something a little different. We're gonna try doing a Tuesday show. And at that point, it's like 3:30 for me, which I would be the only person who maybe would not be able to be involved in this at the last minute, which leaves options for Mr. Betcher and Miss Berlin to maybe do something on, when the old man isn't here. So yeah. How you been?
Good. This is a much better day, and like you said, I started in 2017. My kids were much smaller.
That's true.
They were in bed by then,
Yep. Yep.
right?
I remember that.
So
Yeah. Kids are
yeah,
in bed.
they
I just put them to bed. Every once in a while, you'd see a small head, run across the
right.
screen. Yeah.
Right. Now they're all taller than me. Uh,
Oh,
one's out of the house, one's driving, and then the other one just like constantly needs to be places and needs to be picked up and like
right.
has all this stuff going on.
Right.
And so it just like not a great time anymore.
And of
So
course, you're running, half marathons, and your Matt there is running 50 miles in 12 hours and stuff. I don't know how he's doing that, honestly. I mean, I can run
me neither.
I can run 2 miles in about 14 minutes and I'm like done. So, more power to him. So, but, you know, different days. I'm more than flexible on, making it work. And yeah, I'm happy everybody is able to join us. So, yeah. Mr. Betcher will maybe join us. It's a little weird for him because it's 5:30. So if he's maybe driving or doing something, yeah, it's fine. Oh no, he said he couldn't be here. He's got a thing in Dallas, so he'll be here next week. That's what it is. I just remembered. I just remembered. So, um,
So
uh,
that'll be here next week.
he'll be here next week. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So, were you productive this week, Miss Berlin?
Well, it's only Tuesday.
I know, but Monday everybody got a lot of work done because you couldn't get to a lot of things that you normally would.
Well, correct. I first realized there was an outage. I had really bad insomnia.
Okay.
And I am an avid New York Timeser as far as all of their games go.
All right. Yep.
And so it's
Yep.
like 3 o'clock in the morning. I open up my app, can't sleep, and like it can't log me in.
Mm,
It doesn't have like all my streaks. It doesn't have like what like I can't. It says it's offline. I had internet issues earlier that day,
yeah.
so I'm like, oh, maybe it's just my internet. So I turned off my Wi-Fi. Still wouldn't connect. Went to go play another game. Nope. Went to
Yep.
go do something. Nope. I'm like, what is going on? So I go to down detector and it just keeps scrolling.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So like Roblox is down and this is down and that is down and this is down. I'm like, yep, AWS somewhere's down.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if if you are living under a rock, there was a bit of an outage this week. I'm going to share my screen because I went a bit of a cheap route on this. So, uh, there's my Firefoxes. Okay.
I got one. I got one delivered, Brian.
You get one delivered what?
A drink.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, weird. Huh.
My sommelier brought me
Oh,
a
that's
glass of
very nice. Is it a Pinot Grigio or Pinot
Merlot.
Pinot? Oh, I'm You brought the Merlot out. I gotta get out of here. I can't handle that.
Is it
Uh,
too fancy, or you just don't like Merlot?
I like Merlot. I'm partial to a Malbec or
Oh,
something
me too.
similar.
I
Yeah.
had the first kind of crappy Malbec the other day, but this is not
Okay.
wine talk.
Very nice.
Were you going to show like Down Detector or something?
I was going to show a screen, but
Oh,
apparently I can't do that because I fail at the internet. But so NPR had an article about the outage. Actually, several news agencies which probably were also similarly affected. Like you said, the New York Times was affected. Um, there was a so everything I'm reading from is from local and news that you can find online. So things there was Roblox, Fortnite, Coinbase, Robinhood, Venmo, chat bots like Perplexity and ChatGPT, United Airlines, Canva, Reddit, some Reddit. I actually didn't have a problem with Reddit, so I must be on a
amount
different
of
availability.
decent amount of Google and Microsoft.
A decent amount of yes. Flickr, um, the Associated Press, NPR, and New York Times Games also had issues. So NPR specifically calls out your game site
See,
as being affected. Yeah. Come to find out, it's never DNS until it actually is DNS. In this case, they suggested that it was a software update to their DynamoDB, which is how apparently they use their DNS.
okay.
Got janky, and so uh, I think what I find interesting is there's a lot of these big organizations that were affected, but there were some very interesting ones like the IoT bed company that was mentioned. Where is that article?
So
Um,
is this a case in which we should just like petition to get rid of DNS?
well,
Force everyone to go memorize IP addresses.
yeah, just like we memorize phone numbers these days. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that there's a better option for DNS. You know, as we move closer and closer to IPv6, can you imagine the address range is going to expand a little bit?
Then I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Strava, according to Business Insider, Strava was also facing issues. So for all of these big companies that use it, AWS, specifically US East One that had the outage, there's probably tens of thousands of smaller businesses that suffer.
Don't have a backup too. Like don't have like high availability to put them somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, it's not cheap to do high
No,
availability. I mean,
no.
replicating one environment in AWS could be your entire IT budget. And then it's like, oh, well, if that goes down, what do we do? Well, we just kind of suck it up.
Yeah.
Moving to, having multiple availability zones or having even a status page in another availability zone could cost you several $100s a month for I would hate to. I would like to consider it a once in a month or not a month, once in a year outage kind of thing like this. I think the last time I heard of anything like this was during the pandemic when Netflix went down, when US East went down. Everybody's sitting at home because they're not working.
Right.
Netflix and chilling. US East one went down and there was no Netflix. So I don't know what I mean. I don't know what people are to do in this case. Your incident response isn't going to work because you can't get to anything.
You know, go outside.
Ew.
Granted, I didn't either. I just
Oh, okay.
complained the whole day, right? Because as I was writing up things in Confluence, it would just it wasn't crashing, but it definitely was exhibiting strange behavior. So I was like back to like the Word 95 days
Oh,
where I was just like copying everything every 5 minutes and putting it in a Google Drive
yeah.
just in case it didn't actually save my Confluence changes.
That make
I had it somewhere. That was like just like clicking the save button all the time,
right. That's a
just
good
in case your
idea.
computer.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good idea. Yeah. So I mean, there are numerous articles out there. The Register had a good one. NPR did. There were people that said they couldn't turn their TVs off because they usually tell, the voice command to do so, which you don't really think about it, but you're not sending a message directly to your TV. You're sending it, 3,000 miles away to a server in, US East 1, which then goes all the way back to 5 feet from your TV and then turns your TV off.
Mhm.
There were people locked out of their houses. Um, the story about the internet bed where people were.
Or backup, man. Always have a yeah, always have like a non-internet connected backup. If you can, I mean, I still have it. I have a smart lock
Okay.
with the keypad, but I also have a key
Wow. Okay.
hidden, like hidden somewhere, right?
Yeah.
But it also has Bluetooth.
Right.
So
Right.
like if the batteries die, I'm out of luck
Right.
and need it. But like,
Well, that's what you still have a key and a rock sitting next to your door
right,
that looks completely innocent.
exactly.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important for companies to have that option just in case, the nuclear option, if you will.
Yeah.
When it was on-prem, it was a little easier. You could potentially, restore from backups or whatever. But when your backups are in the same place that your normal data is, sometimes you're not going to get to those either. So I,
Yeah,
I'm,
my rain sounds on my Alexa didn't work when I was sleeping.
uh-oh.
I woke up, nothing was playing. Maybe that's why I had insomnia.
Oh, that's true. Because you're used to certain sound. We have an old school one that just plugs in and makes noise in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So,
Well, I have a whole nighttime routine. I tell
okay.
it good night, it shuts off my light, it turns on the rain, it does all the things.
Yeah. It'll be interesting because we saw similar outages with CrowdStrike and airlines last year, or CrowdStrike and other industries because of a bad update that got pushed. This was an
Yeah.
update to DynamoDB that got pushed, and I'm wondering if there'll be any kind. I'm imagining you've got the vultures, the lawyers and stuff, circling the waters looking for a potential class action or whatever loss of business here is. Um, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this because of that. And from what I read, it was affecting global. So there's a lot of organizations that are in US East One, and I wonder if some of those companies need to reevaluate where their stuff is located.
They probably will now,
Yeah, yeah,
I imagine, if they haven't before.
yeah. I mean,
If they know enough to know what the differences are between
that. Oh, you think companies don't realize, like, hey, we're
100%. They just picked the first one that showed up.
ah, really?
I
Huh?
bet. I bet you there's a decent amount of, I don't know, they told me to move something to the cloud,
Right,
spun up an Amazon according to this tutorial.
right.
The tutorial had US East 1 listed.
Oh, geez. It's the first one on the drop down list, so I picked it. Wow. That's,
Right. I bet you. I bet you there's a decent amount of that.
oh, hey, Beta Wolf. Only if they self host teasing, yeah. Beta Wolf says, hey, Miss Berlin. Um, yeah, the problem is now that you're in US East 1, it's almost like buying a solution, right? It's like buying a CrowdStrike or something. It's like, what is it going to take for you to move to another availability zone or another
A little
area, you know? Did they pick that because all the capabilities they needed were there? What if you go to another availability zone that doesn't have what you need? I don't know how all the availability
bit. Is
zones
that a
work.
thing?
I don't know. I don't know if maybe you have a GRC requirement to be in a certain place, or maybe there's maybe you're inheriting some legacy IT, and it's all we've always been in Amazon US East 1, so maybe we don't want to move it, or we
Yeah, fair.
you know um, I can't imagine
Leave
it's a
everything hard coded to that.
yeah, I can't. Oh, yeah. If you've got something hard coded to an Amazon instance or something, I can't imagine lift and shift is going to be all that easy. It may work for some organizations, but yeah, some of the bigger orgs, I'm surprised they don't have some kind of failover where it was like, hey, this isn't working here. Or maybe the outage affected every other availability zone that they existed in. Maybe you're in a different, maybe you're in the Ireland, whatever they
Right.
have over there, or something in the EU, and it's like, okay, you were in, the main page is in US East 1, and then the failover didn't take because your failover system is in a different place. So
Right.
it's
And I mean,
complicated.
DNS has like very like waterfall impact, or I don't know what false the right word, but
Right.
like domino
Yeah,
effect.
it's a domino effect. Yeah.
Sometimes with DNS, yeah.
Yeah. What is that? What'd you say, Beta Wolf? And yes, majority of businesses basically just go with the first company to give them a decent price in building their infrastructure in the cloud. Ton of these boutique shops that sell their cloud knowledge. It's insane. Yeah, yeah. If you can't get to Roblox, if you couldn't get to any of those things, your kid was probably wondering what the hell was going on.
I also wonder, well, they should have been in school, but I
It's
do,
true.
I do wonder, like, because I was talking about like the Alexa stuff before, like my kids use their Echo Dots as their alarm clocks. I
Oh,
wonder how many people didn't make it somewhere on time
yeah,
if the alarm app doesn't work without an internet connection.
yeah, yeah. I use my phone still, so thankfully.
Same,
Um,
same.
I didn't notice any outage because I don't have a Fire TV. I don't have a thermostat. My bed is surprisingly still analog. Um,
You have to put the quarter in.
yeah, I don't have to put a quarter in. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's just Snapchat, everything. It's just amazing the number of things that are actually in US East One. So.
Yeah.
I only noticed it because all of a sudden none of my air filters and AC units stopped working on the apps. Oh, wow. Yeah, if it was 95 degrees and your air conditioning wouldn't come on and, you've lost the remote. First thing
Yeah.
I
When my
thought,
oh, go ahead.
first thing I thought of was, why couldn't you just turn your TV off with your remote? But then I'm
Unplug
like,
it.
yeah, unplug. Oh, you could unplug. Yes, yes, unplug it. Yeah,
But maybe like there's fancy people that the plug's hidden or something.
maybe.
Like
Yeah,
us normal people just plug it into an outlet.
yeah. See, I don't have a
But
kid
maybe
to I don't have a kid to throw something at and then change the channel like I used to when I was a kid. So,
right.
you know,
Yes, I see. It would have worked for me because I just text my kids. They're like, "Come
oh,
downstairs and
damn.
unplug the TV for me."
I got that. I totally missed that opportunity. Damn. I could have had a cat get back there and gnaw the cable off or something. That would have been great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I did. So like for my Airbnb, I use like a sync surface thing to like sync all my calendars and stuff, and that was down too.
Oh my.
Hmm.
Oh my. Yeah, here's the news article about the beds if y'all want to take a look at that one. Uh, so yeah, so the Matteo Franceschetti, who is the owner or CEO of the Eight Sleep Bed Company. Um, some beds overheated, others stopped cooling altogether, and several users said their devices had become completely unresponsive. Um,
Overheated? It was
yeah,
like one of those auto
maybe
cool, like
maybe you were
temperature control
maybe
bed.
yeah maybe something from from the cloud was supposed to turn it off after a certain amount of time. Yeah,
Couldn't access it because of DNS, and then the house burnt down because the bed overheated.
that would be rough. That would
You
be
can
rough.
imagine.
Yeah. So yeah, so the CEO did say they are rolling out an offline feature because I guess they had historically not been doing so. But
The
yeah,
whole engineering team's like, God damn it.
we
You
have to
mean
fix something finally.
these again?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
This was not on the roadmap.
Yep. I kept looking for like the most esoteric things, and the bed thing was the most interesting, where it was like it's stuck in like incline mode or relax mode or whatever. I was like, seriously, bruh. How many old people have bought those Tempur-Pedic beds that have
Couldn't get out of bed.
yeah, they're all pretzelfied and they can't do anything. It's a $2,000 mattress.
It
Jesus
is. I looked it up the
Christ.
other day.
God, that's
I'm
2000.
glad I didn't buy one.
Yeah,
I
no
didn't plan
joke.
on it anyways,
No joke. Um, I mean, it's not as bad as some of the other beds that I think I had read about where, you could SSH into them directly from wherever and they were leaking AWS credentials inside the beds and, stuff like that. So, let me
I mean,
see.
if you want to use my bed as like an entry point into like some companies, that's fine. Just like leave my bed alone.
That's right. Someone at the company's yelling, "Fuck, I told you so." Exactly, Bob Axos. Welcome, welcome, Bob, for the conversation. Yeah, so 8Sleep is also the same one in a 2024 report that found exposed AWS keys could have allowed remote access to customer services, or
Yeah. So
devices.
some
So,
engineer somewhere has the CYA document of, you know what? Here's the 5 times I told you this would be a
right.
problem.
Yep. Big, big. I told you so. Yes. Yeah. It's nice to be right sometimes. It's nice to
It
be right.
is.
So
Yeah, I always have some of those in my back pocket.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I apologize. If you've been affected by the outage. I know I was very, very productive that day because I couldn't get to Reddit. I was far more productive, at work, uh, dealing with
Then all your
things.
stuff's posted into Google. So
Eh, Maybe. Um, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that, I mean, yeah, I don't know what to tell people if they're in a small or medium business. Yeah, I would start investigating what it would take to have some kind of limited functionality in another space, even if it is a status page to your www.company.com saying, "Hey, we're experiencing technical difficulties. Please hang on with an updated blog post or information where you'd be able to have your customers know that it's not them, right? It's you or something like that." Um,
yeah.
might be helpful to have those kinds of things from an incident response point of view. Or maybe you slowly start moving some of your functionality over to multiple zones, or cut down on do some load sharing where you've got, instead of 5 boxes in one space, you have a handful of boxes that can take over in a different place. Um,
And that speaking of DNS, that status page should have a low TTL
right,
for your for DNS,
exactly.
just in case where the status page is hosted goes down.
Yes, which I believe when the Netflix and chill one went down and during the pandemic, the status page for that particular AWS instance was on the same availability zone as everything else, so you couldn't actually get to the status page to figure out what was wrong. So there's a lot that can happen with this, and hopefully that. What's that?
That happens a lot. People host their status page with all their other infrastructure.
Yeah, yeah, and logically, I guess people don't think about that. They think they might be on separate servers or there might be some other, but it's all one big cloud, I guess. So.
Yep.
Um, Yeah. Hey, so which one do you want to talk about now? You want to talk about the
Oh
robot
gosh.
robot porn, or do you want to talk about the
Let's save the robot porn for last
Okay.
because that one brings me a lot of joy. How about the insure? How about
Wait, robot porn brings you joy. Um,
story? And then how about the doxing insurance one?
okay. Oh, the insurance one.
I have so many questions on that.
I do
Like, I
too.
really want to dig into this a little bit more.
Okay, so this story comes from databreaches.net. I'm going to post the link in El Chatterino there. So it's the title is, a business's cybersecurity policy included ransom coverage, but when they needed it, the insurer refused to pay, and why. So this came out on the 19th. So there's a consulting firm called Allardyce Bauer Consulting, paid $14,000 for a cyber insurance policy that included ransomware coverage. So if you get owned by some threat actor and they ransom you, then you can spend that amount of money to get limited coverage. So $14,000 would buy you $2 million potentially worth of coverage or something. But the insurer refused to pay.
Right.
Learning something new about Miss Berlin every day. Yes, her robot porn brings her joy. I'm assuming they won't pay out because they didn't meet the coverage threshold. Oh, Beta Wolf, it's so much more fun than that. So
This
the
is smart on the insurance provider's part though.
really.
Like, well, think like an attacker's gotten into your network.
Uh-huh.
They know what can they can leverage that.
Sure. That is a fair point. I will give you that. Okay. Okay. So,
And
yes,
if they find your policy, they can leverage it,
correct.
which puts the insurance provider in a terrible position.
Right. If you're covered for $2 million, they will just say, "Well, we want $2.5 million,"
Yeah.
and then it's like, we're going to need $500,000 somewhere. Um, so, um, company does their due diligence. They get insurance, which covers ransomware or what have you. And there appears to be some sort of clause in the insurance contract called duty to cooperate. And it states, we will have the right to make any investigation we deem necessary, and you will cooperate with us in all investigations, respond to reasonable requests for information, execute all papers, and render all assistance as requested by us. You will do nothing that increases our exposure under this policy. You will also cooperate with us and counsel in the defense of all claims and response to all events and provide all necessary information for appropriate and effective representation. So that's what the company did, the consulting company did. The problem is, and I read that one sentence specifically where you will not increase your exposure. Exposure for the insurance company also included even telling the bad guys that you had insurance and who the company was. And
Right.
so, yeah, they stored a
Play
copy.
dumb.
Yeah, they stored a copy of their policy on their file servers, which apparently they said, as suspect file reported, that's precisely what ABC had done. It stored a copy of its policy that Securotrop downloaded. Securotrop, I think, is the threat actor in this case. And because they posted a copy of the insurance policy in their file servers, which was exposed to the bad guys, the insurance company refuses to pay.
And I do wonder, like I would love to talk to an insurance carrier about it. Like, that's storing the policy,
Right, right,
right? Is the language worded such
right,
in that we need to go back and remove all emails and email correspondence that talk about like the specifics of the policy?
right,
Any AI transcribed
right,
meetings,
right.
any project notes or projects in their management system. Like, there's a ton of data that you need to think about other than just the policy. Then I assume,
Yep, yep, yeah.
like, could they get you on any of that, or is it just literally don't store the policy itself?
I would say if you wanted to go that route and if the insurance company wanted to consider that a duty to cooperate, you would almost have to be like meeting them in an underground parking lot at midnight in the dark, all, secret squirrel
Yeah,
and shit. And
yeah.
it's like, here's the document. Okay, I'm not
I was
here.
thinking,
I don't
like,
exist.
you know, now we're going to see door to door cyber insurance salesmen.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that.
You know what? Won't be on your file server is this meeting.
I'm wondering who stored the policy on their company's in
Someone probably trying to cover, like follow policy and, like, we need to save this. This is important. Maybe not even somebody that was involved in, like, the discussions or knew what was in the policy.
Could you imagine the legal team from the consulting company posting it up on their file server because they don't want to lose
Oh
it?
my god. Oh my gosh.
Or the contracts person storing it in their third-party contracts folder because, hey, we want to make sure we keep track of all of our third parties as per vendor compliance or GRC compliance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or, like, at some point some file server crashed or PC crashed or whatever, and they're like, we have to restore all these files that were deleted.
Yep. Yep. Who is Securotrope? I'm trying to figure this out because
It was a vendor.
no, it is a ransomware group, Securotrope. Okay, so
It's a ransomware group. Okay.
yeah, it's a ransomware group. So they said even if they had not mentioned the existence of the insurance in a phone call, Securotrope had discovered the policy as reported to data breaches by suspect file. That's the name of the person, I guess. He specifically asked Securotrope whether they had known about the policy and its limits prior to ABC mentioning anything about cyber insurance. Securotrope's spokesperson, because they have a PR company now, replied, we did. However, they, Coalition, would have no way to know that, especially with the price we set being so much lower than the limit. Okay, so even though the policy was discovered and it was below the maximum amount, so let's say 1.5 million versus the $2 million coverage, I'm just assuming, I'm just giving round numbers here. Yeah. The insurance company said all or nothing, right? The other way you could go around this is I want insurance, but I don't want the insurance company to have anywhere that my company is covered by your insurance company in case the insurance company gets popped.
Right.
It could go both directions. It's like, I also do not want you to tell people or have on your in your policies in electronic
Covering
format,
us.
right? So you'd have to keep paper copies somewhere in a, yeah. So wow. So
We
and
talked about you can't even have it in, what was it? You couldn't even, like, just encrypting it still wasn't even enough.
I'm gonna have to I'd have to disagree on that one. Because I mean, I think it would change it enough as long as you don't say, hey, this is the, insurance company's policy that's encrypted doc or something like that. I mean, if you had some sort of process or something where it would be locked up, I mean, what they're wanting you to do is to take an electronic copy, throw that on a thumb drive, and then put it in a safe deposit box somewhere, and it's nowhere on your system. So if you needed to
And that's what
re-update
they
it,
want.
I know, but damn.
Because it says, like, uh, well, I guess maybe this isn't for all those policies, right? But once it became known in 2021 that Conti was looking for victims' policies, companies should have stopped storing their policies on their system.
Right.
Even just encrypting the policy and companion correspondence. Oh, okay. So, yeah, emails and everything.
Yeah.
And internal memos about the policy and cover would still reveal its existence.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so Bob Axo said, yeah, insurance will do anything to get out of paying. That could be necessarily the case right here. Beta Wolf says, nah, it's way too quick to decrypt things nowadays. So my question is, why did the insurance company need to send anything at all? You could have handled it over the phone. We'll hold the copy of the policy for you at our location. And if you need a copy of it, you can go to this website and view it on the internet, or in some kind of containerized tab. They didn't need to send a copy of the insurance policy, but they did. And I wonder if maybe there's not a history of this, where the company's like, you know, I'm sure all of their clients are
Yeah.
similar, but are all of their clients doing the same thing? And they're like, oh, we're going to get out of paying because we know at some point they're going to put it on their network servers. So we're going to say, it
Right.
was in there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, insurance companies are very rich.
for a reason. Yeah.
Mm.
Insurance an old business that follows a lot of old standards that don't match our current world. There's a lot of industries like that still, like home ownership. I signed a bunch of shit on, using that thing that you use. You
How many
go and
signatures when you buy a house?
yeah, yeah. You need like 800 signatures, and you can use that e-filing thing, the
DocuSign?
DocuSign. Yes, thank you. You go to DocuSign, you fill out all those things, and then it's like, oh no, we still need to have a notary come by, and you physically
Mm-hmm.
sign all the paper. Like, Jesus Christ, man, what's the point? Um,
Yeah, I just got an equity line,
right.
and they still sent somebody to my house from 50 miles away.
Sure. It was a notary. Yeah. They had to notarize it and everything, which means they
Sign
had
a
to
bunch of
doc.
stuff.
Yeah. After the DocuSign stuff, it was like, why am I wasting my time signing all the DocuSign stuff if I have to turn right around and do, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, if you have insurance as a company, cyber insurance, maybe you might want to look at the clauses on that. Make sure your lawyers have actually read it and find out if you're not supposed to store this locally. I can't imagine that this company is unique in that fact, but I could be wrong.
I don't deal with insurance companies
No?
much. But
Yeah.
I was going to say enough, but that's not the right word. I don't want to deal with insurance companies. I just had to deal with car insurance
Yeah.
like recently.
Yeah.
Very complicated.
I have all my life insurance through Northwestern Mutual. We have USAA, but
Do your policies stored in your on your laptop?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Cloud.
yeah. I they don't have a do care or whatever kind of thing for me.
No, they
So
don't.
thankfully, I
Could you
find
imagine if that's what it was like in like life insurance? Like, okay, well, we can give you this life insurance, but you're not allowed to tell anyone that you know
right,
that you have it.
right.
just in case they kill you.
Right. How many crime dramas would be like, well, we think he has insurance, but he died before he could tell us if he had some, you know?
No motive.
Right.
Yeah.
No motive whatsoever. Um, yeah, that's nuts. So, let's see. Coalition published an article. It was timing was coincidental. So at the same time that they published the article on how hackers leverage insurance details in ransomware attacks, this also occurred, and that was because, wow, that's kind of interesting. Uh, cyber insurance policies should be stored in secure systems with strict access controls, like a safe deposit box for digital files. That's great, unless you don't have an office geographically situated, right? I mean, and who's going to remember that? So why do you have a safe deposit box? Oh, we put our insurance. Oh, shit. I
There
yeah.
can't be any emails about putting your insurance policy in the safe deposit box.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. It just. Now that I'm talking with you about it, it just sounds really stupid. But I mean, I get it. But I
Like
think
maybe I don't know. I feel like if you could like prove that the ransomware actors leveraged it or accessed it is one thing,
right, right, right,
right? Like the server that my I stored my policy on and had permissions for everyone got ransomware.
right. Yep.
That's one thing. But
Yeah.
like my 365 that might be on these people, like have it on their phones or like, I don't know. I just feel like that's reaching. If I mean, if that's possible, I don't know. It sounds like it from the wording.
Hold on, I need to screen capture Beta Wolf's post about hacking Northwestern Mutual to change the beneficiaries, hacking my Tesla, and rolling myself off a bridge. So hold on, I'm gonna screenshot that real quick, Beta Wolf. That happens to me. Everyone, go get Beta Wolf. He may or may not live in the Pacific Northwest somewhere. So just keep an eye out if anything happens to me. Um, there you go. So, yeah, yeah, I would reevaluate any company that would do that, because I think companies already have enough trouble keeping themselves secure as it is, and now you have to remember also, maybe you can't even trust your insurance company to help you out when these things happen. So,
Yeah.
um, but
That's
yeah,
something that everyone should always be like wary of, though, is insurance policies.
right,
I feel
right. Yeah, are you not a fan of the cyber insurance? Do you think it's a
just insurance in general, I'm wary of,
oh, okay,
right? Like Beta Wolf's right. Like, I mean,
right.
they try real hard to get out of paying things.
Right. And you get it in the first place because there's an idea that you're going to be
Need it.
covered, right? Like
Yeah,
people
potentially
think
need
business insurance and like person insurance is going to be similar. When something bad happens to your house, your insurance company normally will replace or fix the cost there. And you don't get that same guarantee when you're dealing with business insurance like that. So
Yeah.
Um,
Have we ever had anyone on the podcast that's been like a cyber insurance?
I really
Like,
wanted somebody. I really wanted
great.
somebody on to talk about
Yeah.
that, like
I wonder if they're allowed.
insurance adjusters or something like that. But my guess is some of the algorithms that they use to figure out value of these things is very proprietary. Like, why were these people a good choice to insure at the certain level that they were.
Right.
Insurance adjusters probably deal with a lot of proprietary information in that respect, or they probably can also talk about what customers they have for, I guess, the same reason right here. You know,
Yeah, sure. But I don't know. I just like a lot of these hypothetical questions, I think would be interesting to at least
maybe we could get the
even if their answers are, I'm sorry, I can't answer that.
right, right. I take the Fifth Amendment. What do you need the Fifth
Right.
Amendment for, bro? Yeah,
You're not on trial.
yeah. Maybe we could call that State Farm guy with the pants or whatever, on the
Maybe.
Patrick Mahomes commercial. See if
I
he
mean,
can
I've been
join us.
talking to a progressive person for forever, but that's just car insurance.
Oh, why didn't you decide to insure Miss Berlin for her car? Well, I can't talk about it. you know.
Real bad driver. No, no. I have teenage sons. That's why.
Yeah, yeah. Having been a teenager once, I completely understand.
Oh
Uh,
god.
yeah, yeah. Um, Windows 10. In case you forgot, Windows 10 is no longer receiving security updates. But apparently, you can sign up for what they call their extra long life ESU program.
Every time.
Yeah,
Every time.
every time.
It's a great model.
Yeah,
Think about it. Like I will pay you to stay on this.
yeah. I mean, um,
So painful to
when
migrate.
when I was where was I? I was in Austin, and I think I remember a news story talking about how the Navy was paying like $31 million at the time to stay on XP, to continue getting updates for Windows XP at the time. And it was, there's a lot of folks when, what was that? Windows, yeah, it was Windows XP, but it was like you could hack the registry in your Windows XP to get like the point of sale terminal one, which would continue
Yeah.
to give you updates thereafter. Um, Windows 10, yeah, they got cut off, I think, on the 15th. So that was last week. But they
I
do
think that
have a,
means none of my certs are valid anymore.
yeah. Oh, you let your Windows 10 certs expire. Oh,
It was all like that era. So like
yeah.
what 2000 2008 R2 was
Okay.
2010.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. That was my last Windows, my last Microsoft cert.
Wow. Yeah, I never got those. I should have, but MCSE was supposed to be like, like your ticket to, getting good jobs and stuff. But
Yeah, yeah.
I never did
It went
that.
from MCSE to MC. No, MCITP was different. I don't know. They changed everything when I was like trying to go for more, and then I switched to security and didn't care.
Ah, okay. The good thing is though, you only have to pay $30 if you want to continue extended security updates. There's a
For,
link
for
in the
everything
chat.
or just PC?
I think it's just security update. I think it may be, well, let's see. Let's see. Microsoft's offering a couple ways to avoid the fee, but customers in Europe get the best deal. So if you're in Europe, apparently you're going to do okay. Fork over $30 for a 1 year extended security update subscription. $30 for 1 year. My guess is every year it's going to get a little more expensive.
But $30 for my subscription or
I'm
$30 per endpoint?
Yeah, I'm trying. This is
That's
a
way different.
long-winded post on Windows blog, which praises Windows 11 and encourages customers to upgrade their old PCs if they can, buy new ones, or migrate to cloud-based alternatives like Windows
Per
365.
PC.
Yeah, tens of millions of PCs. 60. Okay, so enterprise customers are alas not eligible for those free options and will be required to pay a significantly higher price, $61 per device per year. So I'm assuming
Yeah,
the $30 is per device per year, per seat per year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have 10,000 Windows 10 PCs,
Mhm.
a lot of money.
I there's a lot of e-waste that's going to be built up by this, or
Yeah.
and I'm,
Oh,
I'm
for sure.
I'm waiting for somebody in the chat just to say, well, just go to Linux, because I want to
I thought that earlier.
I want to go
So
on a ranty tirade about, that's probably more expensive
this
than
is the
fucking.
year. This
No.
is the year of the Linux desktop.
Nope. Nope. No, it's not. Oh no, Miss Berlin accidentally got disconnected from the Zoom. No, I'm telling you, you've got people that know Windows, and you're going to pay that Windows fee because you don't have the time to spend with 10,000 people, probably some of your own managers, trying to understand where the fuck your Internet Explorer went to.
I'm telling you, Chromebooks are better,
Same problem.
even for the enterprise.
Same problem.
You can replace them cheaper every 3 years, and you can a full PC.
I'm gonna have to ban Digital Warhead because he did just ask why not just switch to Linux. So.
Is Mint still good? I don't know. I've not used. I switched to Mac like forever ago, and I haven't turned back. So
Yeah,
it's either Ubuntu or a MacBook.
yeah.
I don't know if it's still a thing.
There's so many issues moving to Linux. You have,
Force everyone to build Arch or they can't use a computer.
yeah, yeah. No Gentune, no computer, that kind of thing.
Nope.
You better
Good luck.
min max. You learn to min max your shit, or you're gonna have to,
Good luck with your Zoom calls.
exactly. Oh yeah. Well, at least Zoom does have a Linux client. Um,
Yep.
that's one of the things. The problem is, and I say it tongue in cheek, but Linux has a lot of hidden costs. Um, trying to move,
Management.
trying to troubleshoot issues, software that doesn't
Training.
exist. It may have a client for your Oracle, but it's maybe not as fully featured as the Windows or the Mac version. Your endpoint security solutions may not have a Linux client, or it may not be as mature as the Windows or the Mac version, which means you lose data. You will lose the ability to do certain functionalities. You may have to, work with your GRC team to go, well, we're all Linux now. Okay, what does that mean? Well, we can do these things, but now we can't do these things, and it's introduced a half a dozen new things that we're going to have to figure out. There is a lot
Have
of
you
cost in moving to
done
Linux.
it?
What's that?
I know people. I know people have done it.
Right,
They've been very boutique,
right. Smaller,
right?
smaller.
Like it
Yeah,
is. Like they've never had anything enterprise end user management that comes close to Windows.
right, right. Yeah, MDM solutions. You have to change a lot of your vendors, because maybe it just doesn't work in Linux, or it
Our
doesn't work
internal
with your
security gets
Linux.
very, very cranky
Yep.
every time someone's like, "No, I want."
Right. And which Linux are you going to use? Well, it works in Fedora, but it doesn't work in Ubuntu. Or, you know, it's a niche thing, right? Yeah. If you can move somebody to OS X a few years ago and you can actually deal with handling the troubleshooting, fine. I tell the story about I used to have to spend half my vacation with my mother fixing her computer because invariably she would fuck something up. Or she wouldn't run updates and is about 3 years old and she doesn't know why her computer's running like shit. And I was like, oh, I could just get her a Linux box. And I was like, no, wait, I have the problem with Windows. I'm going to have double the problem with Linux. So,
Yeah, the best time ever was when my mom switched to a Chromebook.
mm,
It will be the next best time ever when she switches to an iPhone.
yeah, I mean, now I'm just like, I finally gave up, and I was at the point where every 2 years I would just buy her a new laptop because I was like,
Yeah,
just
I'm real close.
move your bookmarks and move your kids' photos over to the your thumb drive that I bought you, Mama. Yeah, plug it into the USB. The USB.
Yep,
It's the
no,
thing on the
they're in
side.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
they're
thing
in
on the
there. I
side.
promise.
Right, and then you need to go to
It's
Explorer.
also in the cloud. What's the
Right,
cloud? Oh God.
it's Explorer, that thing with the folders. And no, not that thing. Oh God damn it. Okay. Yeah, I love my mother. Um,
Neither of our moms listen to this podcast, so
Neither
we're
of our
good.
mothers listen to this podcast. Um, uh, yeah, and now she just
Startup
uses
idea
it.
for a very long time. My startup idea was for IT professionals that just swapped hours with each other's family members for
Oh,
support because like I consider myself a very good customer support person when it is someone I don't know,
oh, yes,
right?
100%.
When it is my mom, I'm just a terrible person. And I know so many other people like that. And I think if we could just pool all of our resources together, it would save us all so much
Yep,
headache.
mom swap. Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. There's a website for that. We can go onto
Oh
the
my,
robot
oh my
article
goodness.
now.
Yeah, speaking of robot porn, yeah. So, I would say this is probably the skateboarding dog of the week, if you will, because I want to be cognizant of Miss Berlin's time, so I want to keep this fairly short. So, if you work at the Department of Energy, one of the things you should probably not do is find ways to lose your security clearance, and especially if
And also, when you work anywhere, one of the things that you should not do is connect personal devices to corporate computers.
I would actually take that further. I would say don't do anything personal on work computers
There we go.
because things like e-discovery is a real bitch if you ever have your computer locked for a lawsuit or for a class action where they have
I've
to
heard.
borrow all the data off of your computer or make a backup of your computer. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
because they'll get everything and they don't give a shit whether or not it's your robot porn or your kids' photos or,
Wait,
yeah,
robot porn.
they love the robot porn. Yeah, yeah. So apparently there was an employee uploaded 187,000 explicit images to the Department of Energy's network intending to create robot porn. He got caught and he lost his clearance. I'm gonna let that set for a second.
There's been a very large rise in organizations wanting to implement AI in their products and procedures and everything. Do
Yeah.
you think that that was part of it?
Hmm. For the part of the energy, I don't know. Um, he says he was intending to create it. So it says explicit images intended to create. So it sounds like maybe he was running a training program, like you said, an AI training program to create robots.
I feel like that was an excuse.
Are you? Yeah. I'm not trying to make excuses for him. Yeah.
No, I think he tried to make his own excuse.
Ah, yes, he complains he's facing
Like
the
it's
Spanish
sure.
Inquisition. So
It's supposed to train the AI
yeah, exactly.
algorithm that I was told to build.
Yeah. Yeah, so he actually appealed his loss of clearance. Um, my thing is he put it on an unclassified. I'm hoping it was an unclassified computer, because if it was on a classified computer, that could be way worse. I mean, there's probably stuff on classified networks that we have to worry about, but he backed up his personal porn collection, which consisted of 180,000 images, 187,000 over 25 to 30 years. So he had some
That
interesting
is a
stuff.
collector.
Yeah. Okay, so you're right. He was training an AI. He had been experimenting with generative imaging tools to create what the DoD refers to as robot pornography. This term refers to AI generated images featuring humans rather than smut featuring Robocop and Terminator. Going in. Well, there's Rule 34. All right, folks. Um, I picked a bad week to stop huffing paint here. So, um, yeah.
And stop learning about robot porn. That's just.
He he
But
uploaded the
he
he uploaded the
also didn't
images.
realize he had done it.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. He uploaded the images to the DOE network using his issued computer. Didn't realize he'd done this until the investigators came knocking 6 months down the line. I'm
He thought they were partitioned.
Yeah. He thought even though his personal drive, so he had like a yeah, like you said, a personal drive or something that was on a file server somewhere.
No, I bet you it was. I bet you it was USB
Mm.
because if you connect to a network that says, say you have a NAS somewhere,
Right, right, right.
that doesn't just automatically connect to anything that connects to your
Oh,
network.
you think he had
You
like
have to
you think he had like a Synology or something? He had like a NAS
maybe,
or like
but he
a
would have had to. He would have had to map it.
right, right, right,
He would have had to map and authenticate to that
right,
for it to show up for
right.
anything to scan it. It doesn't just like appear,
Yeah,
or it was a USB.
yeah. He thought that even though his personal drives were connected to the DOE network, they were somehow partitioned and that his personal material would not contaminate his government computer. Okay.
Would be interesting though. Imagine if you have like a dock. You have two computers.
Right.
One is for your personal one. One is for your DOE computer. Your hard drive's plugged into the dock.
Uh, yeah.
I could totally see that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't trust that. So I mean, my personal and
I
work
knew
stuff.
I had,
Yeah,
terabytes of porn on it, I wouldn't have it include like even plugged into the dock.
right. I got 4 terabytes sitting, not a porn. I have 4 terabytes worth of space here on this
Okay.
legitimate research material on
Right.
this device. Um, Actually, it's mostly PDFs of like role playing games that I may have borrowed from the internet. But um, yeah, I do not. I learned a long time ago when I was working not to do personal stuff on
Very
work
good.
computers. Back as
You
early as 2012.
probably one of the most regimented people I know
Right. And even
that
I make
keeps things
slip
separate.
ups. Even I make slip ups. Like I have Slack. I have the BreakSec Slack on my work computer only because sometimes people put work stuff or like threat intelligence
Sure.
stuff that I can copy paste that stuff over. Or if I've, you
Right.
know, when I don't even do certain searches on my work computer because I'm like, I don't want it to get back like, oh, why are you looking up blah? And all of a sudden something weird came up in Google image search or AI queries. I have a separate like chat GPT over here on my work, on my personal box. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell it's going to say. So I'm like, I'm just chat over here. But yeah, Slack is the only thing that I have that is personal that I have on my work computer. And because we're fairly regimented on the BreakSec Slack, I have somewhat of a chance that we're not going to be throwing up, smut. But yeah, it's really once you do it, it's not
And
difficult.
where
In this
everyone that's
case,
on that, you say that now where everyone's on that Slack channel, they can
yeah,
hear this.
Digital Warhead, Beta Wolf, I got your numbers. I got your numbers. Um, But yeah, it's even when I like tether to my phone when I'm like traveling or something, my computer, I don't use the USB cable because I'm like, I don't know what it's going to transfer back and forth. I don't know what agents are running on my work computer, to be honest. So I can't really trust my work computer to not do something with things that I plug into it. So I have work, I have two different mice on my desktop. I have two different keyboards on my desktop. I have a separate USB hub for each one. I have separate monitors for these things. When I worked at CrowdStrike up in
Same
Seattle,
monitor.
different monitors. I have my,
Now you probably could use the same monitor.
I could, but I like having two monitors for my work computer and my personal computer. Actually, I have three monitors for my work computer. When I worked at CrowdStrike, my paranoia of, well, I'm working for CrowdStrike, so I've got polar bears and fucking weasels and all kinds of shit trying to come after us from a threat actor point of view. I had dedicated Wi-Fi for that network alone. I actually run my work laptop on the network because I don't have it connected to the rest of my network. I can't print anything here. I can't do anything. Um,
Hmm.
this guy probably could have used some of those examples there with regards to that.
At least one of them.
Um, yeah, I just, you can't, it's not that I don't trust myself from a personal point of view. It's I don't trust what's going on my work laptop. DLP solutions, you've got e-discovery, you've got, shit taking screenshots of your desktop. I mean, that technology exists. It's
I think it's
spyware,
because I've probably only ever worked for small companies
right?
or been the admin.
Yep, yep,
So I knew what was going on,
yep,
that I am not as bad as I once was,
right,
but I could be way better.
right. And if you connected a Google Drive, for instance, like a personal Google Drive to your work device, and you're like syncing files up to it, it could accidentally bring in folders and stuff. So um, there's some training there that needs to probably go on with folks. And you hear folks, oh, what if this is the only computer they have? You can go buy another computer. You don't need to let little Billy do his homework on your work laptop. And this is how infections happen. I don't check personal email. I don't check social media. I don't do anything that isn't work related on my computer except for the Slack. And it's like the links that I post up in there to be able to bring that data over are from official sites. I just don't do anything personal on there. I don't check, I don't go to Amazon.com and buy shit on there. I just can't trust it. And I can't imagine this guy had probably a top secret clearance. And
Yeah,
he's
that's way different too.
right,
Like, or it should be, right? You should
right.
You should know better
There
if
should
you
be,
have top
well,
secret clearance.
it's the government, and I can tell
The
you
people
that,
that have top secret clearance too.
yeah, some of the people with top secret clearances, they're a little on,
They don't know anything about cybersecurity.
yeah, they're a bit crazy, in an interesting way. Like, they but the other thing I would say is this person also suggested that they had some long-standing issues with depression. So they were working on a generative AI tool to create robot porn. So he had depression and he was working on an AI robot porn uh, algorithm to make
That could
himself
be
happier.
so many people that I know.
Probably saw them at DEF CON this year. So yeah, yeah,
I've known several people that have
yeah.
had.
Yep. Yeah. Digital Warhead. Yes. All three of my keyboards or two keyboards have the ability to connect to multiple computers, but I still don't trust it. So one computer, one keyboard. So that's just the way it is.
You're very close to being air gapped.
I'm yes, with the exception of I'm now at work. I'm not at work. I'm at work.
All right.
I'm not at work. But yeah, you plug in a thumb drive. There should have been some kind of control there or something. I mean, you would have thought on a DOE issued computer, they would have had some kind of control where it's like, hey, you plugged in a thumb drive. You're not supposed to have that, or they would have deactivated the thumb drive. So, um, there could be permissions issues there where they should have had that. This person maybe had local admin and was able to get around it. There's no telling, but still, yeah, don't put porn on your work computers, folks. Listen to Uncle
Yeah,
Brian.
that's a great first
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah, not and definitely not 180,000 images that are 25 to 30 years old. Nobody wants to see 25-year-old porn. Even if it is robots and Terminator and RoboCop getting it on, nobody wants to see that. So,
No,
yeah.
no.
He did admit to breaching the rules, but he said he didn't think it was very wrong to have adult images on an unclassified computer. So it was not a sensitive computer. Um,
Okay.
so there you go. There you go.
But he made the news, so it must have been important.
That's true. He described the DOE software used to investigate the upload as spyware before going on to the Spanish Inquisition line. He's not wrong. I mean,
Yeah, but
endpoint
you work
security is spyware. Exactly. And you have,
there.
yeah, and as I'm want to tell people a lot, you have no expectation of privacy on a work computer.
No.
No, it's probably in your acceptable use policy that they can do whatever the fuck they want with your computer because they own it.
Yep.
So yeah. Um, yeah. So what's this?
Which is why I missed it when I wasn't the sysadmin anymore.
Yeah. My friend was wondering what this robot. Come on, Digital Warhead. Come on, man.
No, no.
Asking for a
Don't say that on
friend.
the podcast.
Asking for a friend. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I didn't know about that, Beta Wolf. You said, yeah, keyboards and mice can keep copied data when you control copy paste. I didn't know that.
Yeah, some of them can. They have
Yeah.
their own hardware, like.
Well, that's not good. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be sharing potential secrets or passwords or whatever across going back and forth. So yeah. Um, yeah, a lack of knowledge on the part of the individual resulted in sexually explicit images being saved to the DOE's site network rather than a lack of fear of consequences. So the individual's clearance was not restored. So he appealed it, and apparently they said, yeah, no, yeah, no, brah. Which is bad because now you can't ever get a clearance. Whatever you were working on in the DOE is probably fairly niche, especially if you have a clearance of that magnitude. And you're pretty much blackballed, I think, from the government. So, yeah.
I
Not
do
have,
wonder, like, how this story got out. Was he complaining publicly?
I don't know. So Rich Stanton published this on October the 14th. Uh, it doesn't suggest how this person was found out. Maybe the person went to the reporter,
Like to complain?
maybe trying to drum up support so he could get himself reestablished. Distinguished professional with decades of experience and significant responsibilities. I bet you could go on LinkedIn and find somebody who says that exact thing in their LinkedIn profile. Oh no,
I'm
it
gonna put
said
that in
his appeal has been made public per DOE guidelines. So somebody
Okay.
found out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
because he appealed it. Gotcha.
oh, they've X'd out the person's name. So you can actually read the white paper from energy.gov that the hearing and the appeals portion there. So
Hmm.
there's that. Um, so yeah, employed at a DOE site in a position which requires the oldest security clearance. I didn't realize that they'd actually, so they had a psychologist talk to him because he said he was probably, he had ADHD, has depression, receiving treatment for both conditions, which is great. That's great. He had to probably disclose that he was being seen by a professional for those things. Uh, yeah, so yeah, good times. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, but you can read through
Just to,
that doc.
he just has to prove that creating the AI was part of his treatment,
My psychologist said to treat my depression symptoms, I needed to, you
and
know,
then he'll
uh,
get his clearance back.
right, right, right.
But he didn't
Thankfully,
lose his, well, he would have lost his job because he lost his clearance.
oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah.
They wouldn't have just like transferred him to like receptionist.
No, if you can't do your job and you lose your clearance, you're pretty much going to be
You're out.
processed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the good thing is they didn't find anything other than, normal porn there. So that would have been even worse.
It's way better than it could have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so what happened was they detected the individual transferring large amounts of data to the DOE's network. So yeah, all of a sudden he's not doing anything, and then oh, here's 5 terabytes of data all of a sudden being on the DOE's network. So it was just there. He had plenty of space on his network drive. So, they gave him 10 terabytes of space. So, he had plenty of space.
But I don't like another question. I don't get that because it was detected being transferred.
Yeah. It detected
So
the
that means
individual
it
transferring large amounts of data to the DOE
was
site's
not
network.
just on a NAS and it was not just on a USB drive.
Yeah. He
It was
was
being copied actively.
he was purposefully doing so, yes. He was setting up a cloud storage account related to his position at the DOE site. He also connected his personal cloud storage account to his employer's account. So like Google Drive or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
He was, it was going to get there eventually, right? So, um,
Temporary hopping off point.
temporarily. Oh my God. Oh, he was using his personal cell phone to view generated images. So he had a bunch of stuff on his cell phone as well. He wanted, 4K resolution images, and the only way he could do that was using his really nice work laptop. So,
Hmm. That's fun.
well, having said that, um,
Oh,
oh, wow. I didn't actually expect this one to go over as well as it did, but I was
yeah,
reading
right.
this and I didn't even read the public paper there. So I'm sure you'll get a couple more chuckles there at this person's expense. But yeah, yeah. Anyway, um, well, Miss Berlin, I've had a great day.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that we'll continue this Tuesday event. I also stream on Fridays for those folks that are maybe watching this for the first time because Miss Berlin's here and she's way more popular than me and nicer. So if we can't do it on a Tuesday, maybe we'll be able to do it on a Friday afternoon or something like that as well. So, Miss Berlin, are you going to be speaking anywhere? How did Blue Team Con go? That
Blue
was
Team Con was great.
that was a while ago though,
Um,
wasn't it? I'm thinking of
like a
something.
month-ish ago.
Okay, it has
Because
been
I
almost
took
a month. So,
over, yeah, I took over all of the villages. So I was a village coordinator,
yep.
because why just do one? Um, so that was fun. It's always a really good conference. I suggest it to everyone. The real chill vibes. I we brought in the IoT village this year, which was really neat.
Okay.
And they had some stuff that they did there. Yeah, overall it was really good, really, really successful. What else? I am speaking at a thing in Cleveland next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then oddly enough, I got an invitation to apply and speak at this like smart water utility thing in Orange County, California.
Okay.
It was interesting. They uh, have you ever dealt with conferences outside of cybersecurity?
I have gone to Star Trek conventions. Does that count?
Okay, maybe. So there are like when you get out of cybersecurity, um, one of the common things that happens, or at least like when you get out of infosec conferences,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been in cybersecurity ones that are not really necessarily like infosec.
Right.
Um, they have you submit a talk,
Okay.
and then they tell you that you have to buy a ticket to go.
Ah, yes, yes, I have heard that before.
Yeah,
If you want to speak, you also have to be an
right.
attendee, right?
Yes,
Right.
which I absolutely opposed to doing.
Okay.
Like, it is stupid that I am providing content for your event.
Right.
You are making me pay to go to it. I'm already paying travel
Right.
to get there.
Right.
You're lucky I'm doing that.
Right. Right.
I will not pay a ticket to like actually attend an event that I'm like without speakers, you would not have an event,
Right.
which is different from I bought a marketed spot at your event.
Right.
It's completely different. You shouldn't have to apply. You buy a spot. You're like, this is what I'm talking about, and then they don't really have a say so,
Yeah.
right? So they came back with like, no, you have to pay $1,000 to go. Like, no, that's not happening. Let me know when you have policies that are better for the speakers that are providing content for your
Right.
like event. And then like the next day, they're like, oh, we actually have this speaker program that we
Oh,
can give you. We
uh-huh.
can give you marketing material and this and that. I'm like,
Yeah.
there we go. There we
Okay.
go. Uh-huh.
You're lucky I didn't make you pay me to come and speak at your event, like some
Yeah.
information security conferences do. They do an
Seriously,
honorarium or
like,
something to offset the
yeah,
travel costs and what have you.
yeah. Like I was real close to replying with, well, my speaking cost is, $5,000 or whatever, right? Like minimum.
I feel like we're getting a
Orange
deal
County's
every
a
week.
long ways
We're
away. Yeah,
definitely getting a deal every week by having you on. So
Granted, I've only ever been paid that once in my whole life, but it was a great feeling. So why not ask for that, right?
nice.
But yeah, so I'm speaking of that, I guess, in February,
Oh, very cool.
um, which I don't expect anybody that listens to this to go to.
February in Orange
Uh,
County is not awful. It's going to be,
that's what I thought. Like I live in Ohio, like why
yeah,
not?
yeah.
Just go talk to some utility companies.
There you go. That's definitely the way to go. So yeah, very
Yeah,
cool. Okay,
yeah.
okay, very nice. I don't have anything else. Do you want to nicer? Uh, eh, um, I don't know what Mr. Beta Wolf was talking about. Nicer. It is nicer in Orange County
In Ohio,
than
as far as
Ohio.
weather goes,
Right,
in February,
right.
100%.
Politically, it's hot garbage, but it's beside the point.
Then Central Ohio,
Oh, six of one, half dozen the other. So,
different kind of bad.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, if people wanted to ask you about your, water treatment security, talk, and maybe they're going to be in Orange County, and they're like, "Hey, I'd like to go and see you." How would they, maybe they could
If ever
contact you and
anyone
talk
has
about
a
it.
place for me to stay, so I
There
don't
you
have to
go.
pay for a hotel room. Yeah, just LinkedIn. I've been posting a little bit more on like Mastodon and Blue Sky,
Okay.
but still not a ton just because of time. But yeah, LinkedIn is still, and DM on Slack or Discord.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Mr. Betcher can be found on LinkedIn as well. And I don't know how much he actually posts over there, but if you want to send him a DM, you can do that. BOETTCHER Brian, Boettcher, is his name, and you can find that out. I'm actually more on Reddit than anything else. I have started going back to X a little bit because, just as a odd curiosity. And yeah, you can, find me on Slack or Discord. I'm available on the BreakSec Slack or the BreakSec Discord. Um, Hit me up on LinkedIn as well. You're just itching to, I find it hard to fathom how quickly LinkedIn turned into a cesspool of shit. Just amazing how quickly that turned into just complete shite.
I do have to say, speaking about like New York Times games,
Uh-huh.
I do like the LinkedIn game.
You like the LinkedIn game. Okay, well, yeah,
I'm just,
yeah.
I liked 4 out of 5 of them.
Okay, that's cool.
Not a huge
That's
fan.
cool.
But,
When you come down to speak in Orange County, are you going to get the Karen haircut, or are you going to do anything like that to kind of fit in with the little local Orange Countians?
I'm not great at fitting in, so
Oh, okay.
probably not.
That's cool. That's cool.
I'm like the only person talking about cybersecurity at this conference, so it should be great.
Really?
I could probably say anything I want.
You're not the only,
Oh,
you're
be
only,
hilarious.
are you the only non-male person to be there as well?
That's a good question. I wasn't at one point. I reached out to the only other cybersecurity person there
Uh-huh.
that was going to be talking,
Right.
and they said that they can't go because they switched jobs or whatever.
Ah,
But I did not look elsewhere. I only looked to see other cybersecurity people.
hmm.
So now it's just me,
Okay. All
which
right.
I should ask for like a per diem or something now.
There you go. There you go. Um, Cool. Well, if it works out that we'll be able to see one another in February, that'll be cool. Orange County is only about 60 miles from me, so
Yeah, that's what I wondered, like how far away Orange County was from you.
yeah, it's like 60 to 70 minutes for me to drive from my house, which you've been to, up to Irvine, which is what I would
Okay.
consider Orange-ish County.
Okay.
If it's like Newport or Huntington Beach or something, it'll be a little better than that. But I'm just down the five, so
Okay.
yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go and get back to painting and enjoying your Merlot. And thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Beta Wolf. Thank you, Digital Warhead. Thank you to Braxos. Where's his name? Yes. Thank you to everybody who came and chatted today. And I'll be back on Friday, hopefully, to do some stuff, do some Burp Suite Academy stuff, and maybe we'll have our threat intel survey from Sockville as well. So, hope everyone has a good week, and hopefully we will not have a repeat of Monday for the near future. So, yeah. Anyway, all right, y'all take care. All right. All right. Bye now.